Probably has to get to the gym, dude. So
To the gym? What's he going to the gym for?
Games.
trying to get jacked.
Yeah.
Do you even lift, bro? What they say?
Do you even lift, bro?
Hey, Beej, why are you wearing a hat?
I'm wearing a hat today because I bumped my head pretty hard.
Where? Why? What?
I bumped my head really hard on a tree.
Lifting?
Yeah.
Had a gym accident?
At a gym accident.
You want to show me what's going on up there?
Yeah, right here. X marks the spot.
Is there a hidden treasure under there?
There's all kinds of treasures in there.
Hey, can I draw a little map around it?
I was gonna
And like the
say
little
that.
dots leading to
I was
it?
gonna say that.
Come on, dude, please.
No.
Would you let Elle do it?
Probably.
Oh, man. If I called Lena and asked her to ask Elle to do, ask you that, would she do it?
Yeah.
Where's it going to start?
Hopefully, like in one ear and then come like out and around.
Up and around and up. What happened, dude? How did you get hit the head with the tree? Who started it?
The tree.
Why? Was it growing where it wasn't supposed to?
Yeah. They moved.
The wind, just blood, slap you in the face?
Yeah.
No, really, how'd it happen?
I was cleaning underneath the tree, cleaning up some olives that had fallen.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned the corner and the tree was there. It got me. Twice.
Twice? So, like, hit you, and then you, like, responded, retaliated?
Yeah. And then hit me again.
Hit you again?
The first time made one.
Second time came
diagonal,
at
and the second time made the other diagonal.
It's all,
Next.
bah!
Yeah.
And you came back, just like, bah!
So then I went to the basketball game. I met my wife there, and I
Mhm.
said, I hurt my head. She said, let me see it. So I took my hat off, and a whole bunch of people in the crowd went, ooh. And I hadn't seen it yet because it's like on top.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, I need you to go to the bathroom and clean that up. And I said, look, I just want to sit here for a minute because I haven't sat down today.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to sit here and I'll go clean it up in a minute. And then she leaned over and my sister-in-law was there and her mom is a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So then they made me go sit in front of them. They cleaned it up, put some ointment on it that my sister-in-law had in her purse
Mm-hmm.
and 2 Band-Aids. And then my good buddy, Eric Burdan, took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook and said, X marks the spot
Nice.
on Brett Johnson's head.
So how do you feel about that?
I mean, it is what it is. When you're a bald guy and you hit your head, look, let me tell you something. If you're out there and you don't have hair, you'll understand this. Listen, this is what it is.
What's up?
You've got a lot of hair. You've got luscious hair up there on top of your head. It looks good. You're cutting it by yourself, by the way. And I
do.
just want to say that it looks really good. But listen, when you hit your head, nobody knows.
No, dude, never.
I mean, nobody can tell.
Nope.
If I bump my head,
You see everything.
it's out there for everybody
You cut your
to
head
see.
shaving?
If I cut my head shaving, and I'm not going to be able to shave now for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, your hair's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
look
a big old
legit.
scab.
By episode 37, it's going to look legit.
It's gonna, dude. I'm gonna have a big horseshoe going.
That's all right, man. You'll look younger.
No, I won't. Look ridiculous.
Shave your beard, and you'll look like 10, 20 years ago, Beej, right?
Yeah, right. I
Grow
really
the
want-
mustache
I really want to grow
and
the
shave the
mustache.
beard. Let the hair grow a little bit, and it'll look just like your picture.
All right,
And we have that posted. Check out our Instagram.
mustache.
Several posts ago.
Hey, if I
Posts?
grow a,
Several posts.
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 if I
ago?
grow a mustache, will you grow your mustache and cut everything
I
else
have a
off?
mustache.
I know, but cut everything else off.
If the fans demand it, I give the fans what they want.
How many do you think we need?
Maybe like a couple listener stories, a couple requests. If we can get our subscribers up to like 20, maybe.
Subscribers to 20.
We're
We're
at-
going to go with one thing.
I think we're only at 6 now. Subscribers are 20.
Subscribers
Oh, can I get a fact
to
check?
20.
You guys want a fact check on that? On
Get-
YouTube?
get-
Yeah, subscribers to 20, and we got a mustache.
Oh, you got to do it too. You said if you do it.
Currently, there are 6 subscribers.
We're at 6.
6
14 to go.
14
if I
more.
do,
It's
some
easy.
Simple math.
Did you get your calculator out?
calculator.
Calculator. So okay, yeah, that's something, right?
Yeah. What? Hey. Yes.
That's something. We'll do
Something.
it. 20. We get to 20. We got to start small. You got to start somewhere. You got to set like small, realistic goals. I'm pretty sure that's like something Jordan Peterson would tell us. You know, he wouldn't say like, "Hey, when you get 1 million subscribers, do it." Start somewhere simple.
Yeah.
It's like the clean your room of YouTube subscribers.
Best kept secret.
Get to 20. We're still the best kept secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at 20, we'll still be the best kept secret. Like, how many subscribers do we need to get to before we're not the best kept secret anymore?
35?
35 is still not a secret anymore?
No, I don't think we're a secret at 35.
Okay. No. Then I want to get to 35 and then for the mustache. I don't want to be a secret
come on,
anymore.
dude.
I know you already wrote it
said
down.
20. I
How
already
do you
wrote
have
it
so many
down.
notes already from today's podcast?
I'm making notes for today's podcast.
We haven't talked about
and I gotta,
anything today yet.
And I got to cross this one off because it happened already.
Yeah.
It happened, not happened.
Dude, we just started. This guy's got a bunch of notes. You're supposed to be taking those notes.
Yeah.
Riley, let me see your notes for the podcast already.
Fact check.
Fact check. He already
6
has
subscribers.
6
Noted.
subscribers. Dude,
Noted.
Riley's on it. So now, okay, now we need to redo the math. Now we don't need to get to 20. We need to get to 35.
29.
Bam. Our guy's on it. Put that on there. On it.
35.
Put Riley on it.
Riley's on it. So tell me about your week, man. Listen, we're coming off a big Lumpia Sunday.
Oh, man. I have lumpias in the fridge. I have lumpias in the freezer. I have
you're not
lumpia
familiar
smell
with
still
this-
on my hand. from
If
like
you're
a
not
week
familiar
ago.
with this, lumpias are an Asian food. It's kind of like it's basically an Asian taquito,
Or like a small egg roll.
small egg roll. Yes,
Love the Asian.
and
And look,
you,
look
you-
up where it's from.
you-
What kind of lumpia? A lumpia.
lumpia,
Can I
Lumpia.
get language of origin or spell
Yes,
check?
come on.
I want to know where the origin of it is. Yeah.
Yes,
Well, can I get a spell check?
that's why we're asking. Lumpia. So they're delicious. You dip them in that sweet and sour sauce, hot and spicy sauce. What is it? Sweet and spicy
So, yeah.
something. And
Sour
you just-
spicy.
Yeah, sour. Yeah. Oh,
All right, origin. Found in Indonesia and the Philippines.
Oh, it's a Filipino egg roll.
Filipino egg roll. Yes, that's it.
So we're like cooking them and we're like trying to
Place
figure
of
out the best way to
origin
cook them.
technically is China.
Everything's made in China.
China.
Even the Filipino
You know what?
lumpias.
You know what China has?
Huh?
A wall.
They do have a wall. You know what? Who's not going to have a wall?
Who's not going to have a wall?
Us, because apparently, which our guy just told us, the government's back on.
The government is back
Yeah.
on.
Until February 15th.
3 weeks we get.
So this is what happened. Are you familiar with what happened?
I don't. I got
Okay,
home
so
and all of a sudden the government's back.
We're back on.
I thought I felt something. You know, like I was going through my day. You know, like the government's not working. You know, the country's just doesn't feel right. Then all of a sudden, like middle of the day, I was like, oh
Yeah,
man,
but bam, it's back
What?
on.
Something's happening. No, I didn't know. I was like, what's going on right now, man? I was like freaking out a little bit. I was like, do you guys feel like the vibe just changed a little bit? You know, what's happening? And it got busy at work out of nowhere. Like government's back on and everyone's buying glasses and everyone's in a good mood now. So yeah. So we're back.
Then we're back.
And now what?
Okay, so this is
I
what
have
happened.
no idea. But if
This
you
is
heard
what
what
happened.
happened.
So they basically signed a deal to get the government workers back to work, and in these 3 weeks between now and February 15th, they are going to try to find funding for the wall and other things and make it work. And if they don't come to an agreement before February 15th, then the government's back off.
Wait, who's trying to find money for the wall?
Congress.
Okay.
So this is basically what happens. So today, like, there's like a big like on-off switch. Today, like Trump turned it on.
And everything like the
would-
power lit on and like
Yeah, so that's happening, and there's like a timer.
oh yeah, it doesn't go on right away. It's like it flicks a little.
Yeah, and there's
So
a
we're gonna
timer,
play it. It's gonna
and
play
and then
the
like
next-
he rolled back the timer to February 15th,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's gonna kick off again.
Is there a countdown?
Yeah,
Is there a government? Look up a government countdown, a government shutdown
countdown.
clock countdown. Okay.
Yeah,
So now everyone won't complain for 3 weeks.
it's like it's like hide and seek, and he's counting for 3 weeks. He's like, all right,
So
3
okay, hold
weeks.
on. Like,
ready or not,
are the Democrats going to be happy with what's going on?
we open the government.
Are the Democrats ever happy? Is that just an oxymoron? Democrats happy? Like, what?
I don't know that they're
How do they
happy.
feel about
but,
this?
But so this is one thing that I wanted to talk about. Pelosi recommended that they cancel the State of the Union address.
I cannot believe Trump caved to that.
Understood.
What a big wuss, dude. All I'm saying.
Understood. I did hear some interesting things though. Somebody made a comment that he should pay to have the State of the Union address by himself from the Super Bowl at halftime.
That'd be sick.
Wouldn't that have been the sickest?
He should just showed up. What is she gonna do? Lock him out if he just starts walking up to Congress and
Yeah,
chilling?
but then there's no joint session and it's just him by himself. So why even be there? And
So?
can he go to
She gonna lock him out?
But can he go to the Capitol building if the government's shut down? Like,
Yeah, he's the president.
Well, he's a president, yeah, but
All I know is that looked like she punked him, dude.
kind of.
She backhanded him, said, "Stay at the White House. We're not doing a speech." And Trump said, "Okay."
I kind of have a feeling that he was going to do something.
I'm just the president. I can't. Okay, Pelosi,
So-
whatever you say.
Now that it's back on, now that the government's back on,
Good. I'm tired of hearing anyone whine about. Okay, hey, so I was listening to this podcast just real quick.
Yeah.
Talk while everyone was crying about, Look, I understand some people were suffering, right? Whatever. But this podcast I listened to is called Pod Save America. It's the liberal one I listen to, right?
Right.
Oh man, they're the worst. I fight through it every Tuesday, Thursday, but they had people call in and leave voicemails of their tragic stories from the government shutdown, right? So these are just random people. And one of them was this lady. She's like, "Yeah, I worked my entire life to get this career, and now like financially I'm okay, but I just don't know what to do with my day. Like I have a family and all, but I stay home with my kids, and I can only take the dog for a walk so often, and like I just feel like I don't have a purpose in my life." And like she starts getting like emotional and kind of crying, and I'm like, "Are you serious? You're complaining that you have to go home, spend time with your family, walk your dog for a couple weeks. She straight said she's financially fine, but that she doesn't have a purpose in her life without her job, and that this is emotionally stressing on her." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Like, guys, like, come on." And they wonder why, like, when the people cry about stuff, I'm just like, whatever, man. Like,
Is there anything that you missed out on because of the government
absolutely not.
Good.
See, this
Me
is
either.
how I feel. This was either like the government shut down is however long it was. How long? 40 some days?
35.
35?
35 days.
35
Thank
days.
you.
He's on it. See how quick that
On
was?
it, 35 days.
This made the people, hopefully most people realize that they don't need the government. And the people that did affect it, maybe try hard not to rely on the government so much. I think there's two ways of thinking. You either realize it doesn't affect you, or you realize you need to not be so reliant on it. I mean, I think that's it. There's two points. And if you think anything other than that, I'm like, I don't know what to say to you.
Okay. I agree with that.
That's how I feel.
I pretty much
So we're
agree
back
with
on it. So 3 weeks from now, put it on the calendar. We will
February
talk about the
15th.
government shutting
February
down,
15th.
and then we'll go through this again.
So do you think that there's going to be a State of the Union address in this next 3 weeks?
When was this supposed to be?
I believe you need to look this up because, and fact check me, because I think it's the third Tuesday of
Which would
January.
have been the 22nd, which would have been the last past Tuesday.
Yes.
Oh, so we missed it. Will he do one
Right.
now?
So I'm not sure.
You-
It can be rescheduled.
I know how we can figure out when it's going to be.
How's that?
Trump needs to ask Pelosi for permission.
Uh,
And when she says it's okay, Trump will do it.
it's January 29th?
That was when it was supposed to be, yeah.
Did Pelosi say it? It was okay?
No, it's a week.
Then it's not. No, no.
Week-
We got to wait for Pelosi tells Trump what to do now.
As of
That's what I learned.
today, Nancy Pelosi quoted, "Not planned yet."
So then it's not planned yet. So Trump, Pelosi will let you know when you could speak. Until then, stay in your room, keep your mouth shut.
Oh. It's tough, man.
That's what happened, man. I mean, like,
That's tough.
like the one thing you like about Trump is that he's not going to take any crap from anybody, and then he says what he wants and does what he wants. And if he's not doing that, like, what are you good for then? Like, what good is Trump good for? I don't think like he's like that's the one thing I could say about him that I'm like, all right, yeah, he'll give a big screw you to everybody who disagrees with him. But if he's just going to cave in to Pelosi now, I'm like, well, yeah, dude, leave. Let's impeach him then. Done with that guy. Couldn't build his wall. If you needed to build a wall tomorrow, Beach, could you build a wall?
I built a wall today, actually.
Beach built a wall today, Trump. What the heck?
Hey, so
Did you ask for Pelosi's
Listen,
permission?
no, well, no,
Just go build
I
that
sure
junk.
didn't in this California.
Did she tell you could speak?
No.
You spoke.
Listen, I have a feeling that it's going to come down to the 15th. We're either going to see the 5.7 billion on this new budget, or we're going to see a state of emergency declared for our southern border.
Even if that happens, dude, like they're not going to allow it. If he declares a state of emergency, they could block it, right?
They could declare it. It could go to court. I think they can appeal it. It'll go to court.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll have this discussion again, so we'll see.
Okay.
What else is going on, man? How's your? Oh, did I ever talk about lumpias, man? Did I tell you about lumpias?
Well, you said you have some in the fridge and the freezer.
Let me just say, making lumpias is crazy fun. It's the hardest I've worked in a long time.
Yes.
My back hurts. I was tired and dirty, but dude, super fun.
So does that mean you need to work harder at work?
Oh.
No, this just means that you've never made a lumpia before, and Riley, you've never worked until you've made a lumpia. Just
Okay.
saying, you know, dude, super fun. Like I want to do that every weekend.
Do you have a count of how many you guys made?
I know that me and another guy can roll 18 lumpias in a minute 54 seconds. We came up with a strategy and we're timing ourselves on how fast we could do them, and that was the quickest time we can get. And next year I'm going to break that.
18 and 54 seconds?
Yeah.
A minute.
No, minute 54.
Minute
18
54.
and a minute 54, dude.
Okay.
It's flying, man. It's pretty quick.
That is
You
pretty
guys
quick.
want, average time on that?
Riley's going to Google average time to roll a lumpia.
One lupia per 6.44 seconds.
I don't know about you, man.
6.4 seconds. We beat that.
6.4 seconds. No. He said that's what yours is.
Oh, what's my rec? Oh, okay. We beat that.
You beat yourself. I'm in competition with myself.
All right. But can I talk about lupias?
Yes. I'm waiting.
I'm done, dude. I'm done.
Okay.
What did you do this week?
I did a lot of work.
Built a wall?
Built a wall today.
At least someone could build a wall.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What did I do? Went to a basketball game. Oh,
What was that?
my niece.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw that on the news,
It was on the news. We report on things that are good. She hit 9 of 11 3-pointers.
9 of 11, dude. That's crazy.
9 of 11. And one free throw. Scored a total of 28 points.
Was it a 3-point and one?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that.
That'd been sick.
But so she had 28 points, which matched the other team's total score of
Okay.
28 points. And they ended up winning like 56.
Did she play the fourth quarter?
I don't know, but it was a running
They
clock.
should have let her play.
They actually took her out and tried to get her back in to break the record.
Mm-hmm.
But she broke the record for girls' points in a game, tied the record for boys' 3 points in a game.
Okay.
So
That's great, man.
Ashley's in Repo.
9 for 11. That's impressive. Man.
Yes.
That's a good percent. But I think we were talking about it before.
82%.
82%.
And then that's great. You're on it. And then Riley, my other kind of adopted niece there,
Right.
she was first in the valley, 4th in the state, 21st in the nation in scoring.
Oh, right now?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, doing really
Didn't she
well.
bust like 4 goals the other day?
She did. It was overtime, and they won 5-3.
Okay.
She had 4 of the goals.
That's great, man.
Yep.
Nieces are balling it up over
They
there.
are killing.
Friendly Christian.
The other niece is a freshman. She starts for basketball, and
She can shoot the J.
she shoots the J. Shoot it.
Nice. I know you told me she went 9 for 11. And
Yes.
you told me she made 9 threes. And in my head, I was like, she probably shot like 30 threes, dude. like that's where my mind thought. Like,
she was just on, man.
I would have been like, dude, just shooting 30 threes in a game would have been like amazing.
Yeah.
But then you said 9 for 11, which is way more impressive.
Yes.
But I was thinking 9 for 30 would be more fun.
More fun.
'Cause you're just jacking them
every
up,
time
right?
you're down the court, you're
Right.
just throwing them up.
But
So
like she pretty much said, like, I don't need 30 shots to get 9 threes.
yeah.
Just give me 11.
So they pretty cool.
That is pretty
Pretty
awesome.
cool. Pretty
man.
cool.
Look it up. There's highlights.
Yeah.
Right,
check it
okay.
out. It's on
Google YouTube.
YouTube.
Then
Google
search.
YouTube.
Yeah, Google YouTube, search Fresno Christian.
Fresno
Masters
Christian.
Armory
Yeah, it was on.
whatever.
I want to say Fox 26, Channel 26, KMPH.
Mhm.
There you go.
And
Your
you'll see-
local sports.
You'll see 9 3-pointers.
9 threes.
How about that?
As long as we're on girls basketball, there's one thing that I wanted to cover, and I want to get your take on it.
Give it to me. I'm ready for takes. I'm gonna throw them out there. Hot.
First, I want to ask you about this. Week and a half ago, the Hanford girls basketball team
Uh-huh.
beat Mount Whitney 116 to 10.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And now, I want to get your thoughts on that.
That's a big smackdown.
It's a pretty
The
big
Hanford's pretty
smackdown,
good.
but- okay, but what are your thoughts on it initially? Like, what do you think? Talk me through it. Talk me through what you're thinking.
I'm thinking, wow, they laid the smackdown on that team.
Okay.
Sucks to be Mount Whitney.
Okay.
Hanford's pretty legit.
All right.
I'm guessing.
Now, where do you draw the line and say that that's poor sportsmanship on Hanford's part? Is it?
Here's
Is
the
it
thing.
ever
Here's the
bad
thing.
sportsmanship?
Did they play their starters the entire time?
I don't know the answer to this.
I think that's where it comes down to. Because if you're playing your bench players who don't get to play that often and they're still smashing the other team, then, I mean, I think they get a chance to play. The most you could do is take out your starters and maybe not full court press the whole time. I don't know, like
Use
but
up the shot clock.
My initial thought is like, sorry, Mount Whitney, I got smashed a couple times. Not quite that bad in high school. Hold on, let me ask you this: was that a league game?
I'm not sure, but what I do know is CIF, which is the California Interscholastic Federation.
Hey, see if you can look up that division. Look up that game and see if it was a division game for me.
It was Hanford versus Mount Whitney, 116 to 10.
Okay, so what were you saying?
So-
What did CIF do?
CIF
Huh?
That's not a division game.
It's not a division game. Okay, go ahead. See what you're saying.
CIF gave Hanford a warning
Okay.
and warned them about poor sportsmanship and told them that they should not have ran the score up that high.
Okay. And what happens if they do it again? What does this warning turn into?
You know what? I'm not positive on that. Maybe we could get our guy to look that up. But they were given a warning, and I imagine if they do it again,
Uh-huh.
like if this were to happen again, they would probably get kicked out of league.
Here's the thing. I don't like this, and honestly, you know where my blame goes to?
Where?
Not to Hanford, not to the players, not to the Hanford coach. It goes to the Mount Whitney coach. You don't schedule that game. If you're going to lose by 100 to a team, don't schedule that game.
You think so?
Yeah, you don't schedule that game. Why are you playing a team that's that much better than you? That's why I was asking if it's a league game, you have to
You
play.
have to play.
If you're scheduling a non-league game against a team that's that much better than you, why are you putting your team through that? I played through games where we got smashed by like 50, 60 points. In the back of my head, I'm like, dude, we can't beat these guys.
Right.
I've watched when we were close Christian games where like my cousins and other people were playing, they would play teams that are just annihilating them. And why are we at this tournament? Why are we playing
Right.
this game? Where it does no good for the players. It's no good for anybody. It doesn't do Hanford any good to beat anybody by 100.
No.
So my blame goes to that coach. Riley, look up that coach's name.
Are you finding anything on this?
I'll call him out, dude, or her. It could have been a girl.
You're right, absolutely right.
I'm insensitive for assuming the gender of a girls' high school basketball coach.
Yes.
Did you, when you
We're
get a name
finding
for that, when you coach, let me know. But yeah, that's where my blame goes to.
I don't want to defame the person, dude.
I will. What's the name?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, but yeah, like why do that? I would take the blame for that, and if that coach has any courage, that coach would come out and take the blame for that.
Do you think that that's where so
Yeah, 100%.
when does it fall on the Hanford coach to not full court? I don't know if they were or not, but
Mhm.
not full court press. He's got a name.
What's the name?
Doug Pitkin.
Doug Pitkin, dude. Really? What are you doing? Doug Pitkin, get your stuff together. Make a better schedule. Prepare yourself for league. All right.
Wait, Hanford or Mount Whitney?
Mount Whitney.
Oh, that was Hanford.
Oh, Hanford.
Oh,
Doug Pitkin, my bad. Good job. You coached a great game. Way to go, Doug. You're the man.
Jimmy Rivera.
Jimmy Rivera, what are you doing, man? Be better. Don't schedule that game. Run the clock out better. Use the timer shot clock. Don't play that game next year. If that's on, Jimmy, you said
Rivera.
Jimmy Rivera. If that game's on your schedule next year, maybe you think about not scheduling it. Get it off. Schedule another game with a team, maybe at your level. I know you want to punch up, you want to challenge yourself, but that's not the one.
Yeah, that's not the only game they got blown out in. dude.
Don't put your team through that. What happened?
What happened?
It's not the only game they got blown out in.
So they're getting blown out a lot. Oh, this isn't good.
They're actually playing Hanford again tonight. Actually.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Can you get a live
Can you
update
get-
on that, dude?
It's in progress right now.
Okay, you need to go to
Oh,
Max
please.
So
Preps.
instead of at Hanford, it's at Mount Whitney tonight.
Oh,
You need to go to
no.
Max
Oh, no.
Preps and
So,
look up the score on that right away,
Yeah,
please.
let's get that.
Well, let's get live updates on this game.
Hanford is 16-4
Uh-huh.
record. Mount Whitney's 1-15. The score right now, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, we'll get some live updates on the
If
score.
you go to Max Preps, you can look that up right away. It'll be
Wow,
running.
that's crazy. Okay, so they're
That
playing
game
it
should
tonight.
actually be over.
So hopefully Doug's taking it easy on Jimmy tonight. You know,
Yeah, maybe.
well, when the CIF is breathing down your neck, like, be nice to your
Do you think
opponent.
it's right for them to give a warning like that?
No.
Do you think?
Okay, if they want to say something, that's fine. But what does official warning mean? Like, what are they going to do?
I don't know. I wish we could get.
If
I wish we could.
I want to talk to Doug. I want to know what CIF said to Doug.
Okay.
You know, like, because if their warning was like, don't do that, or we'll give you, you know, like you get a verbal, then you get written up. Like, was this
3 write-ups in
is
your
this
fire?
is this the verbal, and then he gets 1 write-up, and then if he gets 3, he gets reprimanded, and if he gets reprimanded, he gets.
I'm pretty sure they gave him a
another
formal warning.
written out.
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah. Like he went straight to the write-up.
Or was it a text like, hey man, just beat him by 70 instead of 110 or whatever they beat him by?
They beat him by 106. They beat him by 106.
So maybe they beat him by 70 tonight. I don't know. And you know what? Hey Doug, maybe you don't play your starters because they might
The
get
whole
hurt.
game.
They might get hurt. I just say
Yeah.
that. And here's the thing, dude. If I was those girls starting that game for Hanford for Doug's girls, I would just be like, I don't want to play this game, coach. We're laying the smackdown on them. Like, it's not fun.
Right.
It's no good for anybody.
Maybe play your second string. Maybe the third string.
Maybe the third string.
Get them a little experience. No full court press.
But then here's the thing too. Though here's the other thing, that's super disrespectful to the team getting smashed too. If I'm on the other end of that and I see, okay, I think the warning and all this happening is just as disrespectful to Mount Whitney's players. If I play for Mount Whitney and I'm going back on the court again, and let's say we lose by 50 tonight, you know deep down in your heart you didn't lose by 50 because you went out there and played a good game. You know you lost by 50 because Hanford was like, hey guys, we don't want to get another warning. So Doug's like telling his girls like, we can't get another warning, guys. I'm going to get written up. So just take it easy. Just dribble around and give it to them a couple buckets. A little
shot clock violations.
A few olays as they drive to the rim, you know. Don't guard them. Just, you know, like what is that? Then if you're Mount Whitney, like what good feeling do you get? What pride do you have in like staying in the game for very long, knowing that they're just letting you? I'd rather get here we go. I'd rather get smashed by 100, knowing that that team respected me and like by playing, than like going out there and dicking around and losing by 50 because the other team just let me score.
Okay.
You know, so
That's real.
I don't know.
I can see that.
I have strong feelings on this.
I can tell.
So
That's why I wanted to bring it up. I guess it was in the news.
Mhm.
We've talked about it in multiple games.
Was that on the national news?
I don't think it made the national news.
Oh, good. I have a problem with a lot of things making national news that shouldn't, especially this week.
Do you have any ideas on or any examples of that?
You want to get into it?
Let's go.
What do you want to talk about?
What are you referring to?
I'm referring to Covington High School student Sandman and the Indian guy Nathan Phillips and the African Jews, or what? No, the African Hebrew Nation. What are they called? The group of black activists, the Indian guys.
What's the guy's name?
And the Covington Nathan Phillips, Nick Sandman.
I was gonna.
It's not Sandman. Everyone very clearly says Sandman. Sandman. Like Nick Sanders, we call him Sandman. He's Sandman.
Neil
Nathan
Patrick
Phillips.
Harris. Neil
No.
Patrick.
You know how you used to call him Nick
Nathan-
Sandman?
Yeah, Sandman.
It's Sandman. It's Nick Sandman.
Nick Sandman.
Right? We used to call Sanders
Sandman, yeah.
Nick Sandman. Okay.
And then
Nathan Phillips.
Nathan Phillips.
And the black Hebrews, or the black Israelites, or the African Israelites. Some mix of black or African American and Jews, Israelites, or Hebrews. You mix those up somewhere, and it makes this group.
As black African or
Israelites, Hebrews, or Jews.
Hebes, Jews.
Some mix of those. So you know how when you get, when you're a kid and you put like the list over here of names and the list over here of names, and you got to match them together.
Right, it's not like a Venn diagram.
Yeah,
but
like,
it's like
if we were playing that game with this group, I wouldn't win.
You wouldn't win. You
I would
wouldn't
just
know
be like,
who to.
You're like drawing lines and hope you get one right.
All 3 of these are right, and all 3 of these are right.
Yeah, but we just don't know how to like
put them together.
But they all mean the same thing.
Okay, so
this is very important.
Give us a little background on this. What happened here?
Okay, do you want the background of what initially was reported or what actually happened? Because what initially was reported, if you want to know what actually happened, just do the opposite of what was initially reported.
I think that's correct. Why don't you give Why don't you give the abridged version of what was?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what?
Why don't you give the abridged version of what actually was reported initially?
Okay, so the initial reporting was they show this kid, Nick Sandman, wearing a MAGA hat, standing in front of this Native American fellow, gentleman. I'm not going to call him a gentleman. This Native American piece of crap is what I'm going to call him. Banging his drum in front of this white kid from a 16-year-old white kid from this Covington Catholic school.
Uh-huh.
And he's just standing there staring at him. And there's a group of kids, his other students, kind of jumping around, yelling. There's a few of them somewhat mocking. There's like 1 or 2 in the crowd. Yes, I'll admit. And they put this kid all over social media, all over the media, saying that they surrounded this guy, and started mocking him and harassing him, right?
Okay.
While he was peacefully playing some Native American song or whatever, right?
Okay.
So instantly, everyone goes out and attacks this kid.
Right.
Right. All over the media. Do you know what doxing is?
Doxing?
Look at the actual definition of doxing. Could you write in? It's basically like they dox them is basically like where you get like the kid's private information and make it public so he can be harassed.
Oh, okay, I see.
They were calling to dox him. Celebrities, actual media, people that call themselves journalists, people that contribute on news stations were calling for this stuff on this kid.
Wow.
A CNN contributor, some journalist said that he has a punchable face.
Wow.
Kathy Griffin actually called out, say, hey, let's find this kid. Specifically said, let's dox him. His private information, his address, where he lives, where he goes to school was all out in public because they thought he was some punk kid that got in the face. Okay, and here's the thing. All the stuff that they said was a lie, even if it was 100% true, and this kid is some racist kid some bigoted group of white kids who surrounded this poor African-American guy and were mocking them. That still doesn't give them the right to do this.
Right.
If everything they initially said about this kid was 100% true and worse, that's still not right to do that to a 16-year-old kid. And everyone who did should be ashamed of themselves. Right?
Absolutely.
And I think there's no question about that. So what it turns out is this group of kids, I don't even want to get on all the details, but they were there minding their own business while the Black, Hebrew, Israelite, Jews, African Americans started racially taunting these kids.
Right.
They called them things I don't want to say on the show.
Right.
Homophobic slurs. They called them incest babies. They called them the F word for homophobic F word.
Right.
They call them all these horrible things, bigots, racists. They're yelling at these kids. So what these kids do, they come back with their school chants that they chant at like sporting events, right?
Right.
And they start doing that. And they're aggressive. They're fun, dude. Like, and I'm looking at them like, dang, that's pretty cool. And so they come back with that. And then this guy, Nathan Phillips, this Indian guy, walks up with his drum, gets in the middle of it and starts banging it at these kids' face and starts walking into the crowd. So the crowd kind of spreads out a little bit, and Nathan Phillips is just standing there. And if you watch the video, he's kind of like, everyone's kind of laughing, like, oh, what's going on? And the guy comes up to him, he kind of just, whoa, this guy's here. And the guy comes to his face, and he just holds his ground.
Yep.
Holds his ground, dude.
Yes.
Doesn't do anything. Doesn't say a word. Doesn't, like, honestly, what would you do if you were in this situation? A 16-year-old beige.
Man, 16-year-old beige probably wouldn't be there. I don't know, but it's an interesting chain of events.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what I would do. I wouldn't sit there and take that.
Right.
Honestly, my initial reaction would be to grab the stick and throw it.
Probably.
Bang on your drum without your stick. And I would have told him that. Go get your stick. And threw it as far as I could. Or maybe broke it in his face and dropped it.
Now, Nathan Phillips says that he was doing this to try to dissolve the conflict between the black African Israelite Hebrew Jews
Yes.
and Sandman School.
Yeah. Well, his specific words were he got caught in between the beast and the prey,
Right.
and the Covington kids were the beast. Are you kidding me? And we're supposed to believe this guy? Oh, and he also said they were chanting "Build the Wall." There's hours of footage
And you never once heard
from
it.
a bunch of angles, and you never hear once anyone say "Build the Wall." You never hear anything offensive or any aggressive words come out of these kids' face. There was even one situation where the dude's banging the drum in his face, and one of Nathan Phillips's buddies, his crew, one of his homies, is
Bulldog.
like, he starts arguing with one of the other white kids from Covington, right?
Uh-huh.
And they start getting into it, and the guy's telling him, "Go back to your country, go back to Europe. You didn't belong here. We're here first." Right? He's telling him this, and so the kid's kind of like, "Oh," and he's like, starts trying to talk to him, and Nick Sandman actually turns around and goes, "Hey, no!" Like he tells him no. He tells his buddy, "Don't even interact with him."
Right.
So he's trying to de-escalate the situation, while Nathan Phillips, piece of crap, is banging the drum, and his buddy's trying to instigate more problems with them.
So this could all be attributed to the headline. The initial
Yeah.
reporting, I believe that I believe that a lot of problems that are going on right now are heightened by journalism.
Yeah, the
And there
journalists
needs
that
to
were
be
the Time Magazine Person of the Year journalists, listicisms.
There needs to be there needs to be a fundamental change with the way news is reported before anything's going to change.
And first of all, why is that a national story? And that's what I was getting. That's not a national story, dude.
It's just
A punk kid. Let's like again, not saying that Nick Sandman. First of all, Nick Sandman, you're a freaking hero, man. Good for you. The way you handled yourself, I see one thing. You and your group of friends are the only ones that had on themselves with any sort of dignity in that situation. Sandman or Phillips and his people, pieces of crap. You handled yourselves horribly. You should be ashamed. The black, African American, Hebrew, Israelite Jews handled your dude. You guys are awful. You guys aren't even. No one respects you guys. Those guys, those kids from Covington are the only ones that should be walk away from the situation with their heads up. And anyone show any respect to anybody, it's those kids.
And if it means anything, they got an invitation to the White House.
I don't know if they should go. I kind of feel like like Sandman was on the Today Show this morning.
Oh, was he?
Or last night or yesterday morning, and he did a whole interview. And the stupid lady on Today Show, I don't know what her name is. Her interview, she's like, "Do you feel like you should be sorry for anything that you did? But do you feel like there's something you could have done better? Do you feel like wearing that hat symbolizes?" I'm like, dude, shut up, dude. Nick said, and again, he just said the right things and stood there and said like maybe in hindsight it would have been better to walk away, but I'm not sorry for what I did. I stood there and didn't do anything, you know. So
Right.
I mean, he was, and that's the perfect answer. In hindsight, maybe if they just walked away, could have avoided the whole situation. But he has no reason to be sorry for what he did.
Right.
I think he handled himself appropriately. I mean, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing: anyone who actually sees what happened or saw what happened, you have to think that, or you're stupid, or you're lying to yourself if you think anything else.
Wow.
I'm willing to say that if you think that Nick Sandman and the Catholic school kids were the ones in the wrong here, you're stupid, or you're just lying, outright lying. There's no other way around it. So here's what I want to ask you, dude. So when I saw this, instantly, I think I work with a youth group. This could have been, like, I saw this and I'm like, what if that's a group of kids from the church,
Okay.
right? How would those kids have handled the situation? If any of those kids handled it the way Nick Sandman did, bravo, man. I would hope that the kids in our youth group would do that. You know what else I thought? Does that kid, Nick Sandman, look like someone that would go to the Fresno Christian?
Yeah. I mean, you could.
Looks, and here's the thing. What happened to Covington High School Catholic school the day after this all happened? They had to close it down because they were getting bomb threats.
Jeez.
Right? You have a daughter that goes to Fresno Christian. What if Fresno Christian had to get the school shut down because they were getting bomb threats because of something that happened to one of the high school kids?
Right.
All because of this. All because of that piece of crap, Nathan Phillips.
Scary. It's
That's scary.
stuff.
That's stupid. And what's scary is for nothing.
Right.
Because the media overblew it, and that Nathan Phillips guy, the very next day, he tried to do the same thing at a Catholic school Catholic mass. Him and his boys approached some church and tried to, with their drums again, I guess, and they got stopped by security and they stopped him from coming in. He has a history of doing this.
Wow.
And he has a record. And he's lying about his service to our country, by the way.
Really? He's not a Vietnam veteran?
He was in the military, but what is it when you like run away and no one knows where you're at?
Oh, he went AWOL?
Like 3 times?
He went AWOL 3 times?
Yeah, he's a piece of crap. He sucks at everything.
Oh, wow.
He sucks at being a soldier. He sucks at life. He sucks at drumming. He sucks. Can't sing. Go to the dentist. The dude sucks
All right.
at life.
I
The only thing he's good at is stirring up crap.
I think we covered that pretty well.
All right, if you're done, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah, I think I said everything I need to say. I don't know if you know how I feel about the situation.
I completely know how you feel about it.
Anything you have to say about it?
I don't like the way it was reported.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it turned out for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think there needs to be a change there.
Right. Dude's a hero, man. Nick Sandman. More self-control than I would have had. But it could have been because he's like 16 and afraid, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Like some weird Indian dude banging a drum in your face. I wouldn't know how to react if I was 16. Like a little 16-year-old me, like, oh, what's this guy doing? Like, what the heck, dude? What's going on? So,
One last thing. One last thought.
okay.
Fox News reported that RBG...
What is she up to? No. What happened?
Didn't they report... Can you look this up? Did they report that she passed away?
No. What?
They
That
reported
didn't
they
happen.
had to...
No.
Accidentally.
Fox did?
Yeah.
It's not funny. I'm not
What?
laughing at that. I'm
Well,
laughing
what
at Fox
is
News
happening?
reporting on that.
I'm laughing at Fox News for being stupid.
Yeah, that's real dumb. So that happened,
Mm-hmm.
and people went nuts.
Right.
And apparently, well, she's
Wait,
not.
when did this happen?
Earlier this week.
I missed that.
Yeah, they got in some pretty big trouble over that. So,
What does big trouble mean for them? Like,
I don't know.
just like the
They
Hanford
got
coach
sanctioned.
got like in trouble.
They got sanctioned.
Sanction them with what? What do you sanction someone with? Abish?
What is that with their army?
Oh yeah, what army are you going to sanction Fox News with?
What's the governing body?
The same governing body that's going to sanction Jimmy. Any
Yeah.
update on that game?
Nothing yet. Nobody reported this
If I find it before him, is he fired?
Dude, if he finds this, you're fired. You're sanctioned. You're gonna get the same warning that Jimmy did. So RBG's live and well, right?
She's alive and well.
Good for her.
Recovering from her. Did she have
Multiple surgeries.
multiple surgeries?
She had cancer.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, and like, so what's gonna happen if she's not okay?
Well, that means that Trump is going to get to nominate another.
You know, no, man. You know what? She needs to survive, because if Trump has the ability to nominate someone else, he's gonna have to ask Pelosi's permission,
Oh man!
and then
Pelosi.
Pelosi's not gonna approve anything. She's definitely not gonna promote a pro-life, judge.
Hey, go to Max Preps.
You know what I'm saying?
I am, yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
I
Max
know what
Preps.
you're saying.
I'm on it.
Max Preps.
That's what I've been on.
And they're not saying
Nobody
anything?
reports it.
Okay.
No.
There's nobody reporting.
Mm-mm.
How is there nobody reporting on this game?
Because they got sanctioned. They got blocked out.
The CIF's army.
See, I've said powerful, dude. They can make a game not happen. I guess.
I would like to see Trump nominate a third.
Another what?
A third.
If Pelosi lets him.
Dang, you're all about that today.
Hey, Pelosi, if it's okay with you, I'd like to nominate, a judge that's kind of conservative, maybe doesn't agree with Roe v. Wade. Would that be okay? No, Donald, that's not okay. Go back to your room and wait till the election. Then he goes back to the Oval Office and sits there, just waiting for the election till Pelosi lets him leave his room. All respect for Trump lost, man.
All right.
I didn't have much anyways, but
Yeah, I hear you.
a little bit of maybe that dude's a little bit cool. Let's go. What else, dude? There was something else you wanted to talk about.
That's all.
That was
About
it?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't want to talk about the Fire Festival, huh? All right.
Fire Festival. Did you watch it?
I watched the Netflix one.
I watched the Hulu one. I haven't watched the Netflix one yet.
So what's the difference?
They actually interview what's his name?
Billy.
Billy. They actually interview Billy at the end of the Hulu one.
Yeah, I didn't get to hear from him. What did he say?
Basically, he was trying to prove that he didn't scam people.
Who's a bigger piece of crap liar, Billy or Nathan Phillips?
We don't report on things. They're not a Fire Festival is definitely not a sponsor.
Hey, Riley doesn't know what the Fire Festival is. You want to tell him a little quick thing
He's a
about it?
millennial.
He doesn't know about it. You want to tell him?
Yeah, we should tell him real quick.
Give him a little rundown.
Okay,
dude.
Fire Festival. There's this guy, Billy Morgan.
Billy.
Billy.
He
And
goes by one name, dude. Just Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
He was in New York City, and he liked to create things that he thought people would want. So, like, let's say you, Riley, want a cool credit card where you can earn points and go to a
Fancy restaurant.
fancy restaurant and like a club. And let's say that this credit card is a metal credit card, and it's called Magnesis.
Riley, do you want that credit card?
Do you want that credit card?
I do.
Yeah, if you want it.
I do.
Right, I do.
He really wants
He really
it.
wants it. So what he would do is he would create things like this, and then he would severely produce this club and the restaurants and stuff to where, like, he would say like supermodels were going to be there and there's going to be dancing and stuff.
And it's like his grandma.
His grandma and like New York City bums,
Yeah.
and like
With
he's
nice
like
suits on, yeah.
there was going to have like New York pizza, New York style pizza, and it was like Sbarro's.
Those Little Caesars.
Those are usually good.
Do you want, is that elite though?
Is that top shelf?
Gotta go mountain Mike's on
Do you want to pay for Little Caesars pizza with your Magnesis
So-
creddet card?
that. Pay that for a straight cash.
So this is what happened.
Quarters.
He said he's going to start this. He said he's going to start this music festival in the Bahamas.
A luxury.
Luxury music festival. It's going to rival Lollapalooza and Coachella.
Ooh.
Okay, so what happens is
Don't say Coachella around a millennial, dude. He get all
Coachella.
excited. He's looking at bands right now for Coachella.
1975 is gonna be there.
See?
They're gonna be in there in the second weekend.
You don't say Coachella around a millennial, dude. Just don't do it.
I'm surprised you didn't have tickets to Fire.
Did you?
What happened?
He had tickets to Fire?
No.
Did
Okay.
Jason?
So this is what happened. So listen, him and Ja Rule, which is a rapper
Time out.
from.
Do you know who Ja Rule is?
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
So him and Ja Rule. Put
He's
this-
like, yeah, he's that dude who tried to put that festival together.
So
with
they
that
tried.
Billy guy.
So they tried to put this festival together in the Bahamas. The night before the festival was supposed to start, they got a torrential downpour, and they said that they were going to have luxury tents and what housing, the resort style housing,
Houses, man.
and it ended up being FEMA tents. So basically, it was like if you get kicked out of your home because, I don't know, like a tornado comes through,
Yeah.
they put you in a FEMA tent. Well, that's what he had. He bought a bunch of FEMA tents, and they tried to buy everything on Amazon. Like they bought mattresses on Amazon and had them shipped to the island.
And like when the kids got there, the mattresses like weren't even in the thing. They were just like stacked up.
Well,
And they
everything.
were like, people were like, grab a mattress and go to your tent.
So they kept everything secret, and the very first sign that it wasn't going to go well, Blink 182 backed out.
Yeah.
Love me some Blink 182.
So
Don't
they
say
ba-
Blink-182 around a millennial, dude.
I don't know. I don't even know who's Tom DeLonge. So they backed out.
Some bluff.
Love me some Blink.
So they backed out, and then the downfall started. People got there, and they bought like $5 million worth of alcohol, like pallets of alcohol, but they were handing out meals, and it was a cheese sandwich with
It was
a
like-
little bit of salad.
It was like lettuce on a slice of tomato and like 2 wheat breads and like a slice of cheese on top of
With
it.
with like a squirt of mustard.
That was their like,
So something that you'll get like at an elementary school cafeteria sort of thing.
Worse.
yeah, worse.
Worse than that.
Yeah.
Dude, it was, yeah, it's the disaster. Like, there's a lot of details. We're not going to go too much into. I will ask you, did they show on the Hulu one how the guy was gonna get the bottled water through customs.
No.
No?
No.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
I can't. It's not suitable for.
All right, I'll watch
What?
Lena and I are planning on watching the Netflix version, and we'll watch it probably either tonight or tomorrow night.
The Netflix one is better because of that.
Okay, I'll watch that. Did you happen to see when they stormed the airport?
I know they were stuck there.
So what happened was they all decided it wasn't going to work. They went straight to the airport. They put them on a plane. Then the plane, there was something wrong with the plane. So then they had everybody get off. They fixed the problem. They got them back on. And by that time, the pilots had been sitting in the plane too long and they couldn't leave
Are you serious?
because it would have put them over their hours when they got to the mainland.
Oh, is this a government shutdown or?
So, but listen, so then they put him back in the airport and then they put a lock on the door and locked him in.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
So they were locked in the airport. They couldn't get out of the airport because they had already crossed customs. They couldn't get on a plane because the airport was locked. And so they were stuck there for hours. One guy passed out because he was drunk.
Oh my god,
It was bad. So anyway, Fire Festival, watched it. Hulu, Netflix. Definitely not a sponsor, but we talk about what's funny.
It was awful though,
Fire Festival.
dude. Yeah, it's not giving a live update.
So we're now on YouTube.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
29 subscribers ago.
We have 29 subscribers till Albert shaves his beard.
You want to see me with just a mustache?
Yes.
You can make it happen.
Flashback to 12 years ago. Beto, huh?
It was longer than
You'll
that.
see 2000 Beto, man.
2000.
2000 Beto? Beto 2000.
2000. Backwards hat and a mustache.
So check us out. Tell a friend. Get the word out. Moderately Entertaining Podcast. And then what else? What else are we doing?
I'm
What are we
tired of being the best kept secret on
doing?
YouTube.
On the YouTubes. Yep.
Yeah, let's not be that anymore.
Okay.
What else is going on, dude? What else do we need to say?
Instagram, on the Instagrams.
We're on the Instagrams. Google Instagram.
Google Instagram.
Go to Instagram.
Go to Instagram
Open your app, and then
and search
for what do you got there, Riley?
moderately.
Yeah, Riley wants to show something. You want to show? That's
Yeah,
fine.
put it close there.
Put
make
it
sure
up
it's
all
in
a
the-
minute, yeah.
That's
That's a little update of what you're gonna get if you get to 35 subscribers
Moderately Entertaining Podcast on the Instagrams
on YouTube.
and YouTube.
So yeah, man, we did it. We're here. We'll get an update on Jimmy and Doug's Battle of the Titans in Mount Whitney tonight.
Yeah.
See how that game went. Hopefully it's not 106 points.
116 to 10.
Kind of hope they beat them by more.
You think so? Like 117 to 9?
Yeah, they poured on, dude.
Pour it on.
Full court press, full game.
Yep.
Starters.
You know that was even with a running fourth quarter. If you're up that much, it's a running fourth quarter, and they still scored 116.
that, right? That actually did. Huh?
Yeah, they had a running
man.
fourth quarter the other night.
Break a record.
So, YouTube's, Instagram.
Check it. See you next time.
Thanks for listening and watching.
Dwell on it nightly, tread swiftly and lightly.